Hello everyone and welcome to my video lecture series. Okay, our topic for today is the anatomy of the human ear. Okay, so let's start with it. The human ear is basically divided into three parts. The first is the external ear, okay, plus middle ear plus internal ear. Okay, so in today's lecture we are going to learn about all these three parts in detail. Okay, so I'll just draw a very simple diagram, okay, to help you understand how the structure is present. Okay, so the ear starts with the external part called as the pinna. Alright, so I'll label this as external pinna. That is the ear, the outside part of the ear that you can see. Alright, then it continues into a small canal like portion, okay, which is also called as the ear canal. Now the ear canal is also called as auditory meatus, so that is another word for ear canal. So the sound waves will enter from the external ear or the external pinna, and from the pinna they will pass into the ear canal, which is also called as the auditory meatus. Now this ear canal has glands which are present. Okay, so this red structures that I am drawing, these glands are called as ceruminous glands. So what are ceruminous glands? These are the glands that secrete wax. Okay, so wax is a sticky thick fluid which basically helps in moisturizing the ear canal, and also it prevents the growth of any harmful microbes. So this wax is secreted by the ceruminous glands which are present in the ear canal. Okay, so I hope the part up till now is clear to you. Now as we come towards the end of the ear canal, there is a structure which is called as the eardrum. Okay, so the eardrum is basically present at the end of the ear canal or the auditory meatus. It is a drum which basically vibrates as soon as the sound waves pass through it. Okay, so this is one of the most important parts of the ear, because if the eardrum is not present we would not be able to hear. Okay, so these three parts are together called as the external ear. Okay, so external ear is made up of the external pinna or the ear, then it is made up of the ear canal which is also called as the auditory meatus, and finally it is also made up of the ear drum. Okay, the eardrum is called as the tympanic membrane. Clear? So these are the three parts of the external ear. Is it clear? Okay, now what I'm going to do is I am just going to continue forward into the middle ear. So I'm going to erase this writing. So now since we have seen the external ear, we can continue into the middle ear. So the middle ear is basically made up of three ossicles or bones. Okay, so I'm going to draw the three ossicles over here. These are also called as the ear bones. So this is one bone. Alright, this is the second bone, and this is the third bone. Okay, so these three bones are basically called as ear ossicles. So ossicles are bones present in the ear. Okay, each of these is given a name. So this first one, okay, is called as, so I will just number them over here, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, the first ear ossicle is called as malleus. Okay, so the malleus is connected to the eardrum. The second one is called as the incus, okay, and the third one is called as the stapes. So these are the three ear ossicles or the ear bones. So the malleus, one end is connected to the eardrum, the other end of the malleus is connected to the incus, the other end of the incus is connected to the stapes, and stapes will finally continue into the internal ear. So these three ear ossicles are the main parts of the middle ear. Okay, now there is one more part in the middle ear which is also called as the eustachian tube. So what is the eustachian tube? So what happens is, this structure which I am drawing with a blue color, I can call this as the eustachian tube, EUSTACHIAN. Okay, so basically the middle ear is made up of the three ossicles, malleus, incus, stapes, and it is also made up of a structure called as the eustachian tube. So what does the eustachian tube do? So what happens is, sometimes the air pressure on both the sides of the drum, on the left and the right side, may vary, and what happens is, when the pressure gets too high or too low, the air pressure is balanced from this eustachian tube, because this other end of the eustachian tube is connected to the pharynx. Okay, so what happens is, if the air pressure is too low, okay, the air will pass from the pharynx into the eustachian tube and it will balance out the air pressure. If the air pressure is too high, then the extra air will pass from this eustachian tube into the pharynx. So the function of eustachian tube is to balance the air pressure on both sides of ear drum. Okay, so up till now we have seen the external ear. The external ear is made up of three parts: the external ear, which is also called as the pinna, the ear canal, which is also called as the auditory meatus, and finally the eardrum, which is also called as the tympanic membrane. The external ear continues into the middle ear, which is made up of three ossicles: the malleus, the incus, and the stapes. Okay, these three vibrate when the sound waves pass through them. And the middle ear is also made up of a structure called as the eustachian tube, which basically balances the air pressure on both the sides of the tympanic membrane or the eardrum. Okay, so friends, up till here we have basically finished the two parts of the ear, that is the external ear and the middle ear. Now we will go to the part which is called as the internal ear. So once again I am just going to erase some of the things that I have written here, okay, so that I have enough space to draw the internal ear. So now what is going to happen is, the stapes, which is the smallest ear ossicle, continues into the internal ear. Okay, and the internal ear is basically a highly convoluted or a loop structure which ends into a circular structure which is called as the cochlea. Okay, so this is basically the internal ear. Alright, so this part is called as the cochlea. Okay, these three parts are basically called as the vestibular apparatus. Okay, so we are going to study about the internal ear in greater depth on the next slide. Okay, so this is the structure of the human ear. The external ear made up of the ear external pinna, the ear canal, auditory meatus, and the eardrum, which continues into the middle ear, which is made up of the three ossicles, malleus, incus, stapes, and the eustachian tube, which continues into the internal ear. So this is a very, very simple structure or simple diagram showing the internal ear. Now we are going to study about the internal ear in the next slide. Okay, so now basically the internal ear is made up of structures which are called as labyrinths. Okay, and there are two types of labyrinths. One is the bony labyrinth and the other is membranous labyrinth. Okay, bony labyrinth is filled with a fluid or a liquid which is called as perilymph, and membranous is made up of a fluid called as endolymph. Okay, so basically the entire internal ear is externally made up of the bony labyrinth, and the bony labyrinth is further divided into membranous labyrinth. Okay, the membranous labyrinth is made up of three parts. One is the cochlea. Okay, so you can see this is the part which is called as the cochlea. Okay, then internally the cochlea is made up of two membranes. One is called as the Reiner membrane and the other one is called as the basilar membrane. Alright, so friends, internal ear you have to remember that it is made up of labyrinth, bony and membranous. Okay, each bony labyrinth is made up of many membranous labyrinth. Each membranous labyrinth is made up of three parts: cochlea, Reiner membrane or Reiner's membrane, and basilar membrane. So please remember these names: Reiner's membrane and basilar membrane. Okay, clear? Okay, so now we are going to study basically the internal structure or the cross section of cochlea. So this cochlea which I have drawn over here, if I cut it open, okay, and I show you the section, then what you will see is something like this. So what happens is the structure is somewhat like this. This is a very simple diagram that I am drawing. Okay, so I'm going to use different colors now. So first of all, I am going to draw the Reiner's membrane. So these blue colored cells that I am drawing are basically called as Reiner's membrane. Reiner membrane. Okay, now so this structure is basically the cross section of cochlea. The diagram is given in your textbook. Okay, this is a very simple diagram that I am drawing. So if you cut the cochlea, then you will see these three areas. The upper area which is formed by the Reiner's membrane, this area is called as scala vestibuli. Okay, so the Reiner's membrane is present on the top, which will form this area called as the scala vestibuli. Similarly, on the lower portion there is another membrane. So again I am drawing that membrane. I am showing it with red color. So this membrane is called as basilar membrane. So if you have difficulties in remembering which membrane is at the top, I myself remember it using this method. Basilar is somewhat similar to basal, and basal means towards the lower side or at the base. So I always think of it like this, that the basilar membrane is present down and the Reiner's or Reisner's membrane is present on the upper side. Okay, so the Reisner's membrane divides, now this entire structure, cross section of the cochlea, is called as labyrinth. This entire structure is the bony labyrinth. Okay, and this Rayner's membrane divides this bony labyrinth into a structure called as scala vestibuli. Similarly, basilar's membrane divides the bony labyrinth into a structure which is called as, this is called as scala tympani. Okay, so if you want to remember a short form, I always remember RBVT. Okay, so R stands for Rezners, which is the membrane above, B is below, basilar membrane. Rayner's membrane gives rise to a space called as scala vestibuli, that is why V, and the basilar membrane gives rise to a space called as the scala tympani. So RBVT, if you forget which membrane is at the top, remember RBVT, R at the top, B at the bottom, V at the top, T at the bottom. So these are the portions. Now this third space which is present is basically called as the scala media, and this scala media is formed of membranous labyrinth, okay, and it is filled with endolymph. As I told you, the fluid in the bony labyrinth is called as perilymph. Peri is outside, and membranous labyrinth is filled with endolymph. Okay, so that is this. So this is the structure of the internal ear. Three main parts: scala vestibuli formed of Rezners membrane, scala tympani formed of basilar membrane, and scala media filled with endolymph. Now above the scala tympani are basically columnar cells which are present. Okay, so I hope everybody knows what are columnar cells. So these columnar cells are column like and they are long, okay, and they are ciliated. So ciliated structure, cilia are hair like processes which are present, okay, and this structure which I have drawn, which is the green colored structure, these are called as organ of Corti. Okay, so the organ of Corti is present above the basilar membrane and below the Rayner's membrane. Okay, and on the top portion of the organ of Corti, on this columnar cells are present cilia which help in the movement of the sound waves. Okay, now between the basilar membrane and the organ of Corti, the afferent nerve fibers pass. So these fibers also help in conduction of sound waves. Okay, clear? And now above the organ of Corti is present another membrane, okay, which is called as the tectorial membrane. So I am drawing it here with the help of this maroon color. Okay, so this is called as tectorial membrane. Okay, so this here, friends, is the entire structure of the internal ear. Okay, so I will just write down the heading. Okay, so the heading is basically cross section of cochlea. Cochlea is a part of the internal ear. So once again, just let's revise. Okay, the external ear, you knew it was made up of the external pinna, the auditory meatus, that is the ear canal, which is made up of ceruminous glands which secrete wax, then the tympanic membrane present at the end, that is the eardrum. The middle ear is made up of malleus, incus, stapes and eustachian tube. These are the ear ossicles. This balances the air pressure, and finally we move into this portion which is called as the internal ear. Okay, the internal ear is made up of structures called as labyrinth. Labyrinths are of two types, bony and membranous. Each bony labyrinth is made up of many membranous labyrinths, and membranous labyrinth is made up of three parts. Okay, the first part is the cochlea and the other two parts are Rayner's membrane and basilar membrane. This is the internal structure of the cochlea. So when we study that, we come to know that scala vestibuli is formed because of Rayner's membrane, scala tympani is formed because of basilar membrane, and in between these two areas is present the scala media, which is made up of endolymph. Okay, these two are made up of perilymph. This entire structure is bony labyrinth. This is membranous labyrinth. Okay, above the basilar membrane are present the organ of Corti, which are made up of columnar cells which have cilia at the top, help in the movement of sound. Above the organ of Corti is present the tectorial membrane. So all these different structures basically help in the movement of sound from the ear towards the brain. Okay, and below the organ of Corti are present the nerve fibers which will carry the nerve impulses to the brain. Okay, so these are the parts of the internal ear. So we have finally finished with the structure of the ear, that is the external ear plus middle ear plus internal ear. Okay, now all these parts which we have learned are basically concerned with hearing, but what about balance? So the human ear is also responsible for balance, and for that there is a structure present which is called as the vestibular apparatus. Now this vestibular apparatus, if you see, it is this part. Okay, this portion that I have drawn is called as the vestibular apparatus, which is present slightly above the cochlea. Do you get me? So this vestibular apparatus helps in the balance of the human body. That is, when we are walking or when we are running, some amount of balance is contributed by the human ear. So vestibular apparatus is basically made up of two parts. Now there is no diagram over here, so I am just going to draw a chart which will help you to remember. It is made up of three semicircular canals. Okay, so if you see that diagram which I have drawn over here, there are three circular canals. Okay, these are there, and along with that there is something called as organ of otolith, or it is also called as otolith organ. Okay, now these semicircular canals, okay, so if I draw over here, now basically these canals are somewhat like this. Okay, and the base of these canals are swollen. Okay, and these areas which are swollen are called as ampullae, or singular is ampulla. Okay, and these three are the canals, semicircular, and the base is swollen. So these three semicircular canals have swollen bases which are called as ampullae, which is plural, and there is a ridge, or there is a substance, or there is a structure which passes over this ampullae. Okay, and that part is called as crista, crista ampullaris. Okay, so if you see in this diagram, there are three semicircular canals. The base over here, which I have not drawn, they are swollen or expanded, and from that base arises the portion which is called as the ampulla. These are the canals, this is the base which is swollen. Okay, and on that passes a structure called as crista ampullaris. So this is crista ampullaris. Okay, now coming to organ of otolith, it is made up of two parts. Okay, these two parts are basically called as sacculus, sacculus, and utriculus, and on top of these two parts is also present a ridge which is called as macula. Sorry, I'll just rub this. Okay, and I will just highlight these two words. Alright, so these two parts, crista ampullaris and macula, are the important parts of the vestibular apparatus which basically maintain the body posture and balance. Do you get me? Okay, so this is the part of the ear which is called as the vestibular apparatus, which is present above the cochlea. It is made up of two important parts. One part is the semicircular canals, which are 3 in number. The other is the organ of otolith. The canals which are semicircular, they have expanded or swollen bases which are called as ampullae. There are 3 ampullae present over here, and below the ampullae is present a ridge which is called as crista ampullaris. Okay, now the organ of otolith which is present, it is divided into 2 parts. The parts are called as sacculus and utriculus, and even these 2 parts have a ridge or a structure passing above them called as macula. So you can imagine this organ of otolith. Now suppose this is the organ of otolith. It is made up of 2 parts. Okay, suppose this is sacculus and this is utriculus. Sorry. And this is the organ of otolith. Now on top of the sacculus and utriculus will be another ridge which is called as macula. Okay, so you just need to remember this chart. Vestibular apparatus made up of semicircular canals, organ of otolith, ampullae present at the base, sacculus and utriculus have macula, ampullae have crista ampullaris, and these 2 portions are the main receptors or parts of the vestibular apparatus which help in balance and body posture. Okay, so that ends the part of the anatomy of the human ear. So we have learnt about the external ear, we have learnt about the middle ear, and we have learnt about the internal ear. Please pay more attention to the internal ear. Internal ear is made up of a lot of parts. It is basically made up of labyrinth. Labyrinth is of 2 types, bony and membranous. Membranous labyrinth is made up of 3 parts. The cochlea, internally it is made up of scala vestibuli, scala tympani. Scala vestibuli is formed of Raynaud's membrane, tympani is formed of basilar membrane. On top is present organ of Corti which has cilia. These are made up of columnar cells. On top of the organ of Corti is present the tectorial membrane. Okay, and between the 2 scala vestibuli and tympani is the scala media which is made up of endolymph. These 2 are made up of perilymph. Entire is bony labyrinth and it is made up of membranous labyrinth. Okay, then finally we come to the organ related to posture and locomotion, that is called as the vestibular apparatus present above the cochlea. The vestibular apparatus is made up of 3 semicircular canals which have a swollen base called as ampulla. Ampullae is plural, and from the ampulla passes this structure which is called as crista ampullaris. The organ of otolith is made of 2 parts, sacculus, utriculus, and on top of these 2 passes the macula. So macula and crista ampullaris help in balance and posture. Okay, so thank you friends. This is the diagram which is given in your textbook. You can see the pinna. So you can just see I have drawn a simple diagram. This is basically showing the external ear, the middle ear, and the internal ear. So you can see in this diagram, this portion is basically the vestibular apparatus. Okay, so this is the structure, external structure. This is the cross section of cochlea. So you can see this membrane over here is Raynaud's membrane. Okay, this is called as the basilar membrane or this membrane. Okay, so this is Raynaud's, this is basilar, this is scala vestibuli, scala tympani, scala media, this is organ of Corti, this is the tectorial membrane. Alright, so this is the internal structure, cross section of cochlea. There is no diagram for vestibular apparatus. So that is the end of the lecture friends. Stay tuned for more lectures. Thank you.